FBI is warning about an increase in cryptocurrency scam.
Most notably, it's not backed by any banks, so consumers have no protections and no way of getting their money back.
Prosecutors claim hacked the SEC's X account and set Bitcoin prices higher.
The intricate and ever-evolving landscape of regulatory and legal frameworks surrounding blockchain and cryptocurrencies. While blockchain technology opens up new possibilities, from decentralized finance to secure digital identities, these innovations don't exist in a legal vacuum. The success and sustainability of blockchain projects depend heavily on how they navigate, comply with, and adapt to legal and regulatory requirements. This chapter sheds light on the complexities of global regulations, the compliance hurdles token issuers face, and the profound impact regulations have on blockchain incentive structures. The global patchwork of regulations surrounding blockchain vary drastically across the globe, reflecting each region's approach to innovation, security, and control. Understanding these differences is essential for blockchain projects aiming to operate internationally. United States, a multi-agency approach. In the U.S., the regulatory landscape for cryptocurrencies is complex, with multiple agencies holding jurisdiction over different parts of the ecosystem. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, treats certain tokens and initial coin offerings, ICOs, as securities, subjecting them to rigorous registration and disclosure requirements. These measures protect investors but can be burdensome for startups, which may not have the resources to meet the SEC standards. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, steps in for assets like Bitcoin, which it classifies as commodities. CFTC regulations cover trading and derivatives, creating a layer of oversight aimed at transparency and fraud prevention in the trading markets. Meanwhile, FinCEN, Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, enforces anti-money laundering, AML, and counterterrorism financing, CTF requirements, obliging crypto exchanges and wallet providers to verify identities and monitor transactions. Each of these agencies contributes to an overarching framework that, while protective, often feels fragmented and challenging to navigate. European Union, the push for cohesion. The EU is working to streamline its approach to cryptocurrency regulation. The proposed markets in crypto assets MiCA regulation aims to create a unified framework that would apply across all member states. This move has enormous potential to reduce friction for blockchain projects operating in the EU, as MiCA addresses critical aspects like issuer obligations, consumer protection, and market integrity. Alongside MiCA, the EU's Anti-Money Laundering Directive, AMLD, mandates that exchanges and wallet providers implement AML and CTF measures. The result? A regulatory environment designed to protect users and encourage responsible innovation. China, a controlled approach. China's stance on blockchain and cryptocurrency has been notably restrictive, with an outright ban on crypto trading and ICOs. However, the Chinese government remains deeply invested in blockchain research, especially in developing a central bank digital currency, CBDC, the digital yuan. By fostering blockchain while curbing independent cryptocurrencies, China illustrates how regulations can simultaneously stifle and stimulate innovation, with the state maintaining strict oversight. Japan, fostering innovation with guardrails. Japan's Financial Services Agency, FSA, has taken a progressive approach to blockchain, recognizing Bitcoin as a legal form of payment and implementing regulations through the Payment Services Act. This framework enables cryptocurrency exchanges to register and comply with AML CTF standards, providing legitimacy and clarity for businesses and users alike. By striking a balance between regulation and flexibility, Japan has established itself as a hub for blockchain innovation. Singapore, balancing innovation and security. Singapore's Monetary Authority of Singapore's, MAS, offers a relatively open regulatory environment. Through the Payment Services Act, MAS regulates digital payment tokens, focusing on AML, CTF compliance, and consumer protection. This regulation encourages growth while ensuring that transactions remain transparent and secure, helping Singapore to attract blockchain projects looking for a supportive legal environment. Token issuers face a web of requirements that differ depending on the jurisdiction, the token's classification, and the project's structure. The following areas are crucial for token issuers aiming to avoid legal pitfalls and gain credibility in the eyes of users and regulators. Securities regulations. For issuers, determining whether a token qualifies as a security is a foundational step. If classified as a security, a token becomes subject to strict regulations, including mandatory registration, disclosure, and reporting. For instance, in the U.S., tokens deemed securities must meet SEC requirements, providing transparency about the project's objectives, its team, and how funds raised will be used. These regulations protect investors, but also place a significant burden on issuers who may need legal support to navigate compliance. Anti-money laundering and counterterrorism financing. AML and CTF requirements mandate that token issuers implement Know Your Customer (KYC) protocols, verifying the identities of participants to prevent illicit activities. This step is essential in jurisdictions with strict financial oversight, ensuring that blockchain projects don't inadvertently facilitate money laundering or financing for terrorism. KYC procedures include not only identity verification, but also ongoing transaction monitoring to flag suspicious activities. Consumer protection. Consumer protection is another essential area of compliance, especially in terms of transparency and risk disclosure. Tax compliance cryptocurrency tax regulations vary widely, affecting how issuers handle revenue from token sales, trading profits, and staking rewards. Ensuring compliance with local tax laws is vital to avoid penalties and maintain transparency with tax authorities. For global projects, tax compliance may involve intricate documentation, given the different tax treatments in each jurisdiction. Regulations and their impact on incentive structures. Blockchain projects often rely on incentive structures to encourage user engagement, network security, and loyalty. However, regulations can significantly alter these designs, introducing both challenges and opportunities. Influence on tokenomics regulations impact blockchain tokenomics, particularly through token classification. Tokens classified as securities face strict scrutiny, which can alter marketing, trading, and governance rights, adding compliance costs that may require adjustments in rewards or fees for sustainability. Market behavior. Regulatory changes shape user behavior in blockchain networks. AML and KYC rules can limit platform access, affecting liquidity and user demographics. While regulatory clarity can boost investor confidence, unclear regulations often lead to volatility and speculative trends. Incentives for compliance projects increasingly embed compliance incentives, rewarding users for meeting standards like KYC or penalizing non-compliance, legal risks, and mitigation. Operating in a regulated landscape poses risks like regulatory uncertainty, legal penalties, and jurisdictional conflicts. To mitigate, conduct audits, regular checks align operations with legal standards, reducing non-compliance risks. Adapt incentives. Flexible incentives help projects adjust rewards or fees with new regulations. Maintain transparency. Open communication with regulators and stakeholders fosters trust and proactive compliance. Blockchain innovators can strike a balance between regulatory adherence and dynamic development. This proactive approach not only minimizes legal risks, but also strengthens trust with investors, users, and regulatory bodies, ensuring a resilient, future-ready ecosystem.